Hey everyone, I'm here with Amber Smith, the one, the only Amber, who's been in legal marketing. Gosh, how long, Amber?
Almost 7 years.
Okay.
Goes by fast.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Well, we're here today to talk about some really incredible insights on what was it, like over 3,000 consumers in the space that are actively looking for or have worked with a law firm recently. And we wanted to talk about those insights today and just kind of go over what they're saying. You know, it's not our data, it's what they want, you know, when they're looking for a lawyer. So the first topic that these consumers were surveyed on was how they actually search for the firms that they're looking for, right? Kind of calling this own the search, okay? And when we consider what does a law firm need, in your opinion, today to really capture, to own that search for those consumers that they're going after?
Well, I think the first thing is they've got to be visible. If you don't have visibility, there's no way you can capture the search because nobody knows you're there. And you don't want to be like the best hidden secret in your area. So it's all about having visibility for the terms that you know are going to be revenue producing. So that's step number one. I think one of the things out of this survey that we did that I found really interesting was 2/3 of all people that are looking for an attorney are searching online. So obviously a great place to have visibility. The fact that I found even more interesting is that 3/4 of the people that have been given a referral, hey, this is a great attorney, you should go check them out, they're also searching online and looking at that referral. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm a referral-based business only. I don't really need an online presence. Yes, you do, because those referrals you're getting are also looking at you and the other people that were referred to them, and they're going to make a decision about who they want to move forward with through that. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider, right, we all have that small little computer that we carry around daily in our pocket, the smartphone, as you will. And, you know, I get referrals all the time. You know, hey, you know, I'm going to look things up. I'm going to make sure I know who I'm calling before I actually pick up the phone and call. So you're saying that 75% of people, even if they got a referral from a trusted source, are going to go out on the internet and do some research prior.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
That's really interesting. So what do you think that they're looking for? You know, I send you a referral, Amber, and hey, you know what, call this lawyer. They'd be a great fit for you. You know, what is the survey saying that they're looking for?
I mean, they want to know about the attorney, right? Who is potentially going to be representing me? What kind of work have they done? What kind of results have they been able to get for the other people that they've worked for? I also think reviews. I mean, I go to buy a couch, and before I go, I want to research the company and figure out what other people are saying about how comfortable it is. And it may look good in a picture, but is it really what I want? And so that's the same thing that people are doing whenever they're looking for an attorney online. They want to know what other people have to say about you. Another thing that we found through the study is that over half of people that are searching will not go past spot 5 organically. People think, oh, I'm on page 1. I'm great. I'm golden. No, you're actually not, because you need to be in the top 5 in order for people to actually find you and start looking at whether they want to hire you or not.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because when you start looking at the evolution, right, on the first page of Google, how much has that changed over the years, right? You have now these ads everywhere, which are great. And people are probably going to click on a couple of those and, you know, they'll get to a page, right? Now, if they do click on one of those, is that messaging clear and concise based on what they search for? If it wasn't, the likelihood that they're going to actually give you a call, it does dramatically decrease.
Yeah.
Right. So now let's kind of go back in the shoes of the consumer. They're scrolling and they're like, okay, I'm kind of done. I'm scrolling and I see this thing and it happens to be a Google business profile. And maybe you ignored that as a firm. It wasn't something that was really important to you because you had this beautiful website. There's this concept of really making sure that your entire brand is consistent online so that whether they found you on that ad or if they saw you on an organic search result or if they saw you in your Google business profile, or maybe that 5th result happens to be that directory that is showing up and they see you there, does even the description about your firm match the need that this individual has, right? So when we talk about owning the search, it's not just SEO.
Right.
It's owning the search in a way that tells a story to your prospective clients everywhere online.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think it's just the world is changing very quickly, as we all know. Search is changing. You know, the things that are important to do are changing. And if you're not keeping up with those changes and keeping your brand consistent and the messaging consistent everywhere, you are going to lose out on potential clients. So, you know, I used to always say, oh, well, like example, video is, you know, it's a luxury. It's something that's great to have, but it's not necessary. That's changing. If you don't have video on your website and a way for people to really hear your voice and connect with you, then you're going to lose business from that. Generative AI, everybody's talking about it. That's like the hot subject on every call that I have right now. How do I show up in ChatGPT? How do I show up on Google search? Well, that's another thing. Like video is a good part of that. Video can be optimized. Now you've got a way for people to find you through video. Another thing, digital PR, right? You want people to see you in every single place that you could possibly be seen. So the directory listings, your Google reviews, your organic visibility, paid advertising, like the omni-channel approach and being on multiple platforms is more important now than it ever has been.
Yeah. For the viewers or listeners, right? I think a fun little test, and it's hard to look internally. I'll probably never watch myself on camera because it's horrible. I hate doing it. But, you know, we have to learn what's working. You have to sometimes kind of analyze, not just, sure, you might have a trusted marketing partner, right? But put yourselves in the shoes of the consumers that you're going after. So if you're a criminal defense attorney, you know, and someone might be doing a search, best DUI lawyer near me.
Yeah.
Do that search. Okay. Maybe you show up and you're like, this is great. I'm showing up on page 1. Do yourself a favor. Don't think like an attorney for once. Think like the person that's looking to hire you.
Yeah.
Sit down, put yourself in a little bit of fear, right? Because you don't know what you're going to do. Scroll, find your little page that's showing up, click on it, right? And ask yourself, does this immediately communicate that this person can help me in my situation? You just talked about video, right? That's the power of video.
Right.
You've owned that search. You're showing up. When someone's in need, do they want to sit there and read through what's most likely probably 5-10 paragraphs of content?
The answer is no. Nobody wants to read anymore. So.
Yeah, so do a little bit of a test for yourself, right? And think, okay, does this make them feel welcome? Does this make my customer or client, potential client, feel welcome when they get to my website?
Yeah. Are they connecting with you, or are you just throwing up a lot of words on a page that nobody's going to read?
Yeah, I used to say there's this concept, and now it's changed dramatically, right? With SEO, you had to please 2 audiences. You had to please Google, right? Because they were the ones that were going to rank your page or not rank your page. And then your end user, right? So you had to kind of tiptoe this line of, is Google going to look at this as authoritative content? And then are my clients going to gravitate towards this information that's on this page? So it's definitely vital now as we continue to see search change, and it's going to keep changing. How do you really speak to your ideal clients while making sure that you still show up organically? All that to say, you know, search is just, it's going to keep changing, right? Consumer behavior is already changing. It's going to continue to change with this evolution of search and AI and everything that we're dealing with as we move forward with technology, right? And at the end of the day, if you're not found, you're just losing business, right? So if you're not one of those top 5 results, you're not getting even an opportunity to play ball with the potential clients that you're looking for on the internet today. So as we keep seeing search evolve, consumer behaviors evolve, like this survey is saying, what are you doing? Ask yourself, how are you going to be found by your potential clients, not only today, but tomorrow?
Yeah.